This episode is brought to you by Fortis Mentis Psychiatry, where Black and Brown girls can find individual therapy, mindfulness and meditation coaching, medication management, and case management. To learn more, go to fortismentispsychiatry.com/safe place. Hey girl, welcome back to Safe Place for Brown Girls. And I'm your host, Dr. Kathleen Jude Estime, and I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner. This is your safe place where we have real conversations about healing, mental health, and taking back our power. Today's episode is going to shift something in you. We're talking about the gut-brain connection. And if you've ever felt off, tired, anxious, or like your mood is all over the place, and nobody can really explain what's going on, this is why. This one's for you, hun. Our guest is Paula Richardson. She's a board-certified nurse practitioner who went from being on 5 medications and barely making it through the day to restoring her energy, her mental clarity, and confidence by healing her gut. We're diving into how your gut health is directly affected to your mood, your anxiety and sleep, and overall wellness, and how women of color can start healing from the gut, from the inside out. This isn't just about bloating or weight. It's about reclaiming your balance, your peace, and your power. Let's get into it. Hi, Paula. Thank you so much for being with us. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Paula. I am the Gutpreneur, okay? I'm a board-certified nurse practitioner, a certified holistic health coach, and a functional diagnostic practitioner nutritionist. I help women of color shift the trajectory of their health using the gut as the core component.
Oh, wow. So tell us about your practice.
So I have a full holistic and functional wellness practice where I help clients understand what's inflammatory to their body, what's happening in their gut microbiome, and how it is connected to every organ, cell, and system in their body. And we take a holistic, natural approach to creating lifestyle tools that clients can have for a lifetime to help them stay balanced and centered and heal their gut.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Tell us about the connection.
So the gut-brain connection is serious, okay? Something that is not often always talked about, all right? All right. And so the gut and the brain are connected in several ways. And I want to talk about 2 on the podcast. One way is that chronic inflammation in the gut can damage the cells that communicate serotonin, our happy messenger, to our brain. And when you have low serotonin, you are at a high risk for fatigue, anxiety, depression, and mood swings. It's very, very serious. Like, I really didn't understand until I embarked on my own healing journey that a lot of the anxiety, the triggering, the snapping, the mood swings were highly connected to what I found in my gut.
My goodness. My goodness. So tell us about your story.
So I was 43 years old when the light bulb just seemed to turn on. And I know that may seem crazy, but I understand that a lot of women find that at some point, it feels like there's an overwhelming feeling of unwellness. And you may not connect all the dots, but you know something is off. So I'm a board-certified nurse practitioner. I've been hustling all my life, left home at 17 with a 1-year-old, became a nurse at 22, became a nurse practitioner 10 years later, got a 2nd degree as a nurse practitioner in the ICU, and I am killing it. I am the only lead African-American lead nurse practitioner in Emory Healthcare at the time. My career, my professional career and trajectory, straight up, right? But my health was failing. And it got to the point where if I wasn't at work, I literally could lay in the bed all day. just depressed, tired, fatigued, exhausted. And I would go to the doctor and they would prescribe Lexapro, I would do counseling, but however, it was all connected to what was happening on the inside. Because when I looked at my whole shift, and I'll discuss that later, I had to look at the whole person. I'm 43 years old on 5 prescriptions, 302 pounds, 28 in the waist. I could not lose weight if I tried. My hormones were out of control, and I was just through. And you know what I did? I started the GLP-1 injections because the first thing we think is, I got to lose weight, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I lose the weight, I'll feel better. So I tried the injections and I said to myself, I'm already on 5 prescriptions, right? I don't want to add 6. I'm only 43 years old, diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, my body is just revolting against itself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I began to do some deep research. Not only did I find that the GLP-1 injections use a natural hormone created in the gut, but I also found how the same things I had in my gut, the severely leaky gut, I had Pseudomonas in my gut, various bacteria I saw in my ICU patient's bloodstream, overgrown in my gut, in my body, and how all of that was linked to the anxiety, depression, energy, the inability to lose weight. I was literally missing the hormone that does what? I was missing the healthy gut bacteria that secretes GLP-1, okay? In healing myself from the inside out, I have shifted the trajectory of my health in a direction that I would have never known possible.
My goodness. So how is life different now?
So since healing my gut, taking a true holistic approach to my wellness, I'm down to a size 14. I'm on no shots. I haven't been on any injections for over 2.5 years. The cravings have not come back. When I was stressed and highly just triggered, I found myself eating 6 tacos, 18 fire sauces, a king-size Reese cup, and a sun-kissed drink on the way home as a snack because I didn't have time to cook, to plan, to literally decompress my life. Okay. And so my hair has grown back. I'm no longer on Lexapro either. I feel great. I sleep phenomenal. I rest and I wake up with energy. Like I really feel I'm the healthiest I can ever remember. It's been life-changing. Absolutely life-changing.
And Paula, what were your challenges mentally?
From a mental health perspective, we often talk about the depression, I was triggered, anxious, like from 0 to 10. I was almost like, the straw that broke the camel's back. I was always in that fight or flight anxiety mode. I was prescribed Lexapro. I started taking it. I'm like, I don't feel good with that either. So literally, when I began to do the research on the gut microbiome, gut health, and is linked to the injections, and I see where the injections can also help per research with mental illness, with mood swings, and people feel great. I began to see that literally, if you can help create your own GLP-1 by healing the gut microbiome, you get the same effects. So along this journey, when I was learning about the weight loss, the metabolic health, I learned in-depth information about the gut-brain connection. And that's where that chronic inflammation can literally affect the ability of serotonin, the happy hormone, to communicate with the brain. In addition, I noticed I had brain fog, something that you really can't explain to someone, but it felt like my clarity was off. Now, I'm still handling business. I'm pushing it, right? But I know that I'm not thinking clearly. I'm forgetting things. My execution is not the same. Something was really off. And with healing my gut and identifying what I needed in my body, all of that has dramatically improved. I'm on point. I'm not juggling balls and dropping them. I'm able to keep it all together.
So Paula, how did you make a change?
I had to shift. I had to really, really take a look at my health, my lifestyle and take the pieces and put them together. And in that, I created the SHIFT framework for healing, an easy way that anyone can take a look at their life and make sustainable changes. So the SHIFT has 5 letters. S is stress, sleep, and spiritual balance.
Mm-hmm.
We have to learn to rest, how to unplug, set boundaries, calm our nervous system, okay? Through various ways, prayer, meditation, sound therapy. I used to go to the river, and I still do during my healing as well. I had to really learn how to cut off the noise. I had to also try to be in bed by 10 or 11. The midnight, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning was wearing out my health and literally wiping out my healthy gut bacteria, okay? So in bed by 10, the goal is at least 7 hours of sleep because the body detoxifies itself during that time between 1 to 3 a.m., all right? And spiritual balance, meaning listening to your body. We can't keep pushing. Oftentimes, the body gives us signals that we just don't believe or we push through. And so literally connecting to your inner self, understanding your body when you're tired, when you're exhausted, it's a sign. Honor it. Rest. H is healthy, balanced eating, which is very important for hormonal health and mental health. All right. So the strict diets, the strict fasting was contributing to my cravings as well, where I could eat a large amount at one time. So healthy, balanced eating based on my gut health needs was a very important part of my healing. The next and the core component is I, intestinal healing and inflammation. And so I decided to do a gut analysis so I could see if I had a leaky gut, if I have parasites. I was missing the bacteria that secretes GLP-1, which is linked to mental health. It's linked to a myriad of things in our body that we just don't know right now. However, literally understanding that I had a leaky gut that was affecting my health was the first key factor. And so I had a holistic protocol that I used to heal my gut lining, to restore my gut microbiome and my healthy gut bacteria. Next, F, fitness and mindful movement. I was killing myself at the gym, okay? Like killing myself at the gym, and nothing was changing. So I had to shift to yoga, Pilates, walking, gentle strength training, no HIIT, no cross training, just really healing movement for my body. As we season and gracefully age, as women, the aggressive workouts are literally counterintuitive to healing. And last, toxicity and trusting the process. I had to remove people, person, place, things that were toxic to me mentally, spiritually, but also the toxic foods I was continuously exposing my body to. Food has energy. So the carbs, the sugar, not only just destroyed my gut microbiome, but contributed to the triggering moments, the 0 to 10. It's all connected. Lastly, trusting the process. The body knows how to heal. You just have to give it that time and give it the right things it needs to jumpstart that healing process.
If one of our listeners wants to start the shift, what's your recommendation?
So I recommend you take every letter, identify where your biggest barriers are, and take a targeted approach to addressing reasonable areas that affect your life. So when it comes to S, stress, identifying that you're stressed, identifying that what's happening around you, the noise, is contributing to your health, and literally resting, unplugging, literally setting boundaries. Sleep, recognizing we need sleep, and avoiding the screen time late at night, scrolling through social media, listening to sound therapy, allowing your body just to calm down and actually go into a resting state. All right. Spiritual balance, identifying your inner spirit and your spiritual connection to oneself. All right. And that is honoring your body with sound therapy, massage therapy, going to the river, just really releasing and letting go things that no longer serve you. And you may think that's a small thing. However, stress, lack of sleep, and lack of spiritual balance wipes out your healthy gut bacteria and allows your unhealthy gut bacteria to bloom, which affect your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Next, healthy, balanced eating. Identifying what unhealthy eating patterns you have. You got to do some self-reflection, okay? So why am I having cravings? Why do I find myself eating chips? Or why do I feel like I gravitate towards those things? And that is where we begin to look at eating whole foods, fruits, vegetables, organic if possible, because the chemicals and additives literally make you addicted to those things. All right. And so literally adopting a healthy eating pattern, breakfast, every meal having protein, every meal having fiber, avoiding carbs and sugar. Simple carbs and sugar literally affect your gut microbiome and your mental health. Intestinal healing. Optimally, it's best to identify what you specifically need with the gut analysis. However, if that's not possible, definitely literally removing the carbs, the sugars, the chemicals, the additives that are in the food, all right? So if you're going to fast food every day, if you're literally eating cakes, cookies, and pies a lot, then that literally allows your unhealthy gut bacteria to bloom, all right? Taking a good probiotic also helps to support your healthy gut bacteria. But know this, they're not all made the same, all right? And if you're putting unhealthy things in the body, the probiotic can't really combat that, all right? So that literally jumpstarts your intestinal healing, heals the gut lining that contributes to the anxiety that comes from your gut-brain connection. Fitness and mindful movement, taking it slow, going for a walk, doing Pilates, yoga, just very healing movement, stretching can literally help with lymphatic flow and help relieve the stress and the cortisol that's on the body. Toxicity. This is where it comes from your perfumes. It can come from any other chemicals. Specifically, I want to say the bioengineered food can affect your mental health, all right? Because it's not really food. And so understanding and removing those foods, but also people, places, and things that are toxic to your mental health. You've got to set boundaries and literally quiet the noise, all right? Trusting the process, knowing and accepting that it is a process, all right? It's been 2.5 years for me, but knowing that my body has the ability to reverse itself and to bring a balance to my life that I've never had before. So taking those small steps on a daily basis add up to longevity, vitality, your energy, your clarity by honoring your specific shift.
Thank you so much, Paula. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. And for anyone who wants to get in contact or needs to get in contact to make that shift, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
So you can reach me at my website at tnhealthsolutions.com. I also have my Instagram handle is at tnhealthsolutions, which means top-notch health solutions. I'm also on Instagram as the Gutpreneur. Those are ways that you can reach me. If you go to my website, click on the contact list and join, you'll get mail from us, and we'll be happy to help you shift the trajectory of your life and transform you from the inside out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Hey sis, thanks so much for listening today. If you've been feeling off, like your energy is low, you're having mood swings, and no one can give you a real answer to why, know this: your body is speaking, and you deserve to feel good in it. Paula just reminded us that healing doesn't start with prescriptions. It starts with an awareness of what you're putting in your body, with listening to your gut, literally, and learning how your body and mind are connected in ways we were never taught. Her shift method is genius. It gives us the kind of roadmap that most of us never had. And now we know better, so we can do better. If something Paula said today hit home for you, so go ahead and send her a DM on Instagram. She'd love to hear your story and connect with you. You'll find her information in the show notes. And sis, if you're navigating stress, burnout, or just feel like you're not yourself anymore, you don't have to figure it out all alone. You can send me a DM on Instagram and we can connect for a session. This is your safe place, and you're always welcome here. This episode was brought to you by Fortis Mentis Psychiatry, where Black and brown girls can find individual therapy, mindfulness and meditation coaching, medication management, and case management. To learn more, go to fortismentispsychiatry.com/safe place.